All right, well, I will get started here. So this is a little gift card, gift card holder. That's what it is. So when you open it up, your little gift card comes out of this little pouch thingy. And then it just goes back in. So I left the inside blank, but you could probably stamp something on here too. But I thought maybe this would be perfect just for writing on. So, okay. So let's get started with the supplies quick for this. Oh, and I also wanted to mention, this is not my original idea. I was perusing, I don't know if it was Splitcoaststampers or if it was Pinterest, but the tutorial was found, it was a Splitcoaststampers tutorial, so I wish I was creative enough to come up with something like this, but I'm not, so I have to go look for ideas. Let's set, I'm going to set my wine aside. And I had to kind of giggle at my glass. I decided to go ahead and use the same glass again. They're kind of my favorite ones to use. But I thought, well, maybe I'll get like a little fancy wine glass out. And then I envisioned it spilling all over the place, which does not go well with paper. So this is what I have. All right, so for supplies, I'll go over these really quick. I did use a little bit of linen thread on the project for tonight. And my favorite embossing folder, the Hexagons embossing folder. And then I used the Cool Treats and Cool Treats stamp set and the Frozen Treats Framelits dies. I just absolutely love this set. And the paper that we used, the designer paper that I used with this is, oh goodness, I think it's called Cool Treats as well. I can't remember offhand, I'll have to look. But they're in the Occasions catalog, and the designer series paper that I am using is actually in Celebration. They added it. So for every $50 spent, you get a free Celebration item, which this paper pack, they had added to it. So just in case you fall in love with it, it is, isn't that cute? It's free with a $50 purchase. So, okay, enough of that. I guess I'm not ready for that yet. So that's what we use there. And then inks, I use Pool Party, Watermelon Wonder, Chocolate Chip, and Peekaboo Peach. And then I use the Wink of Stella. And for paper, I used, for the base of this card is a 4x10. And then for the insert that holds the gift card, it's a 2 1/4 by 5. The outside of the card is a 4 by 4 3/4. And then this part of the lid is a 1 1/4 by 4. A 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then the sleeve, I just used a craft cardstock, which is a 2 by 4. And then the pattern paper, I decided to try this striped instead of, well, I guess this stripe, but I thought this would be kind of fun. So this is a 2 1/4 by 4. And then just scrap to stamp. And you don't need this big of a size, but that's just what I grabbed to stamp out our little popsicles with. So, let's get started with the scoring and cutting. So I'm going to bring out my paper trimmer. Make sure that this is right in the screen because I want you guys to see my score marks. And I don't have the Simply Scored scoring tool, so I just use my paper trimmer and bone folder. Okay, so now I see that we are in. So the 4x10 base of the card, we are going to score at 4 1/4. And then it's 6. And I guess we'll just kind of take this in steps. Let's see if I can put my trimmer. Okay, so then this is going to get folded down. And this is going to come up. And then I'm just going to crease these pretty good with my bone folders. So then we'll have something that resembles this. And then what we're going to do, I guess we're just going to get our paper trimmer back out again. And I'm going to go with the bottom edge of it this time so I can mark my places that we need to mark. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put it, let's see, we're going to mark the base of it. And we're going to mark it 1/2 inch in, trying to make sure that's right. Yep, 1/2 inch in on each side. So I just used a pen. You can use a pencil if you want, because we're going to be cutting it off. And then 1/2 inch. Let's see, is that 1/2? Yep. And then 1/2 inch here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to line up that little mark that we just made with your blade. And the top part here is going to line up with the top part of that blade. So my paper trimmer has this nice little wire in, so I can kind of close it down and look at it and see that I've got it about right. Now this is going to go through 3 different thicknesses. It did cut the last time, but it does move on you, so you kind of have to muscle it. Let's see if I can get through it. There. Okay, so that's what that side is going to look like. And then we're going to do the same on this side. Let me make sure it's lined up. I might go from top to bottom this time. See if maybe that'll... Yes? Yeah. Okay. So that's that. And I'm going to set this aside for a minute. And we're going to pull out our the insert piece. And that's going to get scored at 1/2 inch. So I like to use this side of my trimmer when I'm doing the 1/2. But okay, so 1/2 inch, which would be here. Yep. And then we're going to scoot it over to, where are we going to scoot it over to? To 4. All right, get this out of the way. And this is going to come up here. And then this is going to come up. And then we're going to, right now I actually ran out of my, what's it called? Oh, the fast fuse. So I'm just using my big tape glider. But when you do this, just make sure that you have a nice, what am I trying to say? A good adhesive, because you want to make sure that this sticks down to it. So, you know, you can use the tear and tape, and you can also use like a red line too. So, and you want to make sure that that whole piece there is covered. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take and, what did I do? Oh. So it's going to get adhered to the top part of this and then in the center of it. So let's see if I can get the center. Like that. So then that'll come down like this. And this is going to get folded up. You want to make sure that's up, because what's going to happen is your little gift card is going to sit right in there. So now what you're going to do is you want to put adhesive all along the very outer edge of that, and then you're going to do the same with this side. And making sure that this is folded up then you're going to adhere that to that. So that's what you have so far. Yes, let's see. Make sure, oh, there it goes. It might take a few times of kind of opening it and closing it to kind of make sure that it starts, yeah, once you get it folded and going up and down a couple different times. Isn't that cool? That's just like magic. So you stick your little gift card holder or gift card in there, and there you go. So, okay, so then what we're going to do now is that we have that. We're going to set this piece aside, and we're going to get out our 4 by 3 1/4. So this is going to be the outside of our card. And we're going to get our handy dandy trimmer back out again. And on this one, we are going to, let's make sure I got this right. So on the 4-inch side, we're going to mark it in again at a 1/2 inch on each side. And we're just going to basically do the same thing that we did with the underneath part. And we're going to just put it back in our trimmer and line up the dot. And you're going to cut down. This one will cut a lot easier than having all the layers on it. Make sure that's right. Okay, so then you'll have that. And then put this back aside again. I think, you know, this is kind of what takes the longest to do. And then we're going to just put adhesive on this top part of it here. Like so. And then that's going to go just to the very top part, even with this. And when you're done with all of this, it will fit into a regular size envelope. So, oh, and you know what? I'm going to take that off because that's not going to be enough adhesive. We put it on the whole entire flap here just to make sure that it is strong enough for when you open it up. So, there. That makes a little more sense to me. Okay, let's see if I can get this to go down again. Okay. You guys hanging in there with me? Oops, almost put it on the wrong side. We have had rain all day today, like all day, since first thing this morning and even now. I'm kind of, I know we need it. Oh, good. Good. Let me know if you have any questions. I know we need the rain, but man, it's just kind of too dreary and too cloudy for me right now. So now we're going to take the top part. We're going to get our paper trimmer back out again. Oops. I think I just, oh goodness, hang on. My paper trimmer touched my mouse pad on my computer and I couldn't see you guys. Okay. Oh, good, Teresa. Thanks. Thanks for hanging with me, girls. Okay, so now for the lid part that we're going to make, this time we're going to take it and we're going to mark it 1/4 inch in instead of the 1/2 inch. So we're just going to line it up with our 1/4 inch and mark it. And let's see. I guess we'll do it this way. Mark it. And then you could use a paper trimmer for this, but this one's just as easy to take your scissors and just cut from your little mark up to the corner. Let's see. Oh, I almost did that wrong. Okay. Had to think for a second which direction I was going on that one. Okay, so that's that. Take this back out of the way again. And then we're going to take this piece, and that's going to go and attach to the bottom of our lid. When I was watching the video for this, she actually showed a coffee cup shaped card as well. So if you didn't have a need for a gift card, you can also make this as just a regular card. And I was thinking maybe I might do a video tutorial on that and post it on my blog at some point in the next week. So that's just going to line up, probably like with maybe 1/8 of an inch, I think, hanging over on each side. So like that. And then that's going to get attached to the very top part of this. So you just need adhesive down along this bottom part of it. Let's see, is that right? Yes, okay. Just have to make sure. So then you're just going to line this up. Let's see, make sure. Yeah. So you want the top edge of this piece to line up with your card. So just like that. And hopefully it doesn't look too crooked. Kind of looks crooked to me. All right, let's grab out our big shot. So I'm going to clear a little space. Hopefully that's in the screen. And then we're just going to emboss this. You don't have to emboss it. But you know me and my love affair with the hexagon embossing folder. I really like this. And you can use other embossing folders too with it. But I kind of like the dimension that it gives. All right. Ta-da! I don't know what I'm going to do if they ever get rid of this. I think they're just going to have to keep it for me. Alright, and this is just going to get attached to the Designer Series paper. And then that is going to go on top of here, and then we're going to be cutting it down a little bit too. So, let's see. Just put adhesive. I don't think I'll put it all the way to the very end because some of that will get cut. And that's going to come down, I don't know, maybe about 1/8 of an inch or so down from underneath of the lid. 1/8, maybe 1/4. Wherever you want it. You could probably come down even farther too if you wanted. And that just goes on like that. And then, let me see. I think it's easier if you open it up, and then we're just going to trim off the edges here. Let's see. This one's a little bit trickier because you kind of got to get underneath of this. Maybe I might try and go from this way. I usually cut better when I'm going the other direction. Let's see if I can get it. This is a little bit harder going this way. Oop. Okay. That shouldn't be that difficult. Oh my goodness. And, oh, okay. All right, so that's that. Now let's get to the stamping. I think I'll stamp on the happy birthday first. And all I did for the happy birthday, or happiest birthday, is I inked up the happiest with the very edge of my stamp pad, and I'm using the chocolate chip for this. So I just kind of went to where I could see the edge of it. Hopefully I'm not getting my head in the way. Yep. I need to bring it down a little bit more. There, I think that's it. And you'll get like the kind of the top of the birthday with that, but I kind of liked the way that turned out. And then you'll flip your stamp around and then just get the edge of that. And this is with the watermelon wonder. Yeah, that looks about right. Make sure. I was going to see, I think I might actually open this and stamp it flat, because I feel like that would be safest for me at this point. See if I can get it on here straight even with the clear. Yay! Isn't that pretty? I kind of like that. All right, I'll stop admiring my stamping. Oh, I think we're gonna keep that out. We're gonna bring out the Peekaboo Peach, and you know what? I forgot. I also used crumb cake, so I'm going to have to probably get up and get that here in a second, but it's close by, so I won't leave you forever. All right, so I'm gonna pull this aside. It's amazing how small my space becomes when I'm confined to this little camera area. Okay, I think I'm going to start with my pool party first. And I need to leave room for the little, oh, okay. I forgot my cleaner. Okay, let's see. And then we're going to get our Peekaboo Peach. Yeah. Make sure that's stamping right. Perfect. And then our watermelon wonder. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, bear with me for 2 seconds and I'm going to get my crumb cake. All right, that didn't take too long. So crumb cake is going to go with our little, the little handle for them. They're so cute. I just love the bright colors in this pack. All right, now I'll move everything off and I'm going to bring out my Big Shot again. And we're going to use this little die to cut it out. And the one thing that I really like about these dies that come with this is it'll go inside. You know, a lot of times the dies will cut like the white around it, but this one cuts on the inside. So we're going to have to run this through several times. All right, there's one. It's so quiet in here. There's another one. Throw that here. And here. This is where I usually would fast forward it in my videos so you guys didn't have to watch me cutting all of them. But we don't have that luxury, so you have to watch me do it. Okay, so I'm going to pop up the center one. So we'll just put a little dimensional little Stampin' Dimensional in it. Wrong one. I need this one. And that's just going to go here in the center. And these, the fun thing about this card is you could put anything in here. I mean, literally anything. And you know, even if you wanted to use like a colored background instead of the white, you know, you could use, I was thinking like, you know, Starbucks has the red cups for the holidays. So it'd be cute. Maybe you could do this like in a real red. But so many different things, so many different colors that you could use with it. And then we'll just throw this here. And this one here. And then I'm going to quick get my little swirly thing. And that's just going to go here kind of towards the top. Ooh, well that was tainted with something else. So that's kind of ugly. Oh goodness. All right, well, let's try the Peekaboo Peach one. Maybe that, ooh, that one's going to be a little trying too because I popped it up already. Hopefully I can get it so it looks okay. There. See, that's what I get for not cleaning off my stamp set. Sometimes I'm really bad about doing that. I'll use it and then be lazy and not clean it off like I should, and because I'm too busy playing to clean. And then I just brushed on the Winkostella. So this is my favorite stuff. Now, when you use the Winkostella, sometimes it does pick up the ink from what you've just stamped. So like just when we go from one color to the next, I'll just brush it off on a little scratch paper just to make sure that there was no extra ink that came off on it before we switch to the next color. And I think too, working from the lightest to darkest kind of helps too. And the last one. You guys are pretty quiet tonight. Thank you so much for keeping me company while I do this. I was pretty excited to be able to show everybody this project. And then last but not least, if I can find the end to this. Well, we might have to make our own end. I had a different twine that I used, and so this just came in my order today. Did you guys see that big box that I got today in the mail from my wonderful UPS driver? He was so cute too because he saw the Stampin' Up box, and he goes, "Did you scrapbook?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, I scrapbook and paper craft. And he's like, "My wife does that." And it was just kind of cute that he recognized the Stampin' Up box and knew what it was. So next time I see him, I should give him my card. Say, "Have your wife call me. I can hook her up with some good stuff." Okay, so that's it. That's our project. What do you guys think? Kind of cute? I think so. If I do say so myself. I can't wait to make just the card. I'll probably do that in a few days and do a video on it. So, well, girls, that's it for the project. I think, yeah. Oh, I will try, on my blog, it probably won't be tonight, but first thing tomorrow morning, I'll have pictures of this. I'll have this video posted, but it'll stay here on Facebook as well. And I will have a PDF of the all of the dimensions, so all of the measurements, where to score. That'll be so you can print it out if you would like to. And then I don't know if I'll have written step-by-step instructions, just because I think that watching the video is probably going to be the best, you know, way to follow along with this project. So check back tomorrow morning on my blog, jenscrappypages.blogspot.com, for the dimensions. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I will be here next Wednesday with a jelly glass full of wine and a new project. If you would like to, after I sign off, or if you're watching this not live afterwards, I guess, if there's any particular projects that you guys want to see, do you want to see more 3D items? Do you want to see like a little box, gift bag? Do you want to see more cards? Are there any techniques that you would like to see me do? I'm down for coming up with, you know, new stuff, so let me know. And I'm going to go ahead and sign out. So I hope you guys all have a good night. Thank you for taking time tonight to hang with me. I'll talk to you later.